If you've spent years feeling ignored, rejected, or invisible to women, bitterness can start quietly. Most men don't start hateful. That's not our default. We don't start, you know, hating women. We don't start that hateful thing right out of the gate. It usually begins with things like loneliness, confusion, repeated rejection. And this could be repeated rejection possibly in person, or maybe it's 100% online and dating apps that you feel rejected by the women on there, but then maybe you expand it to include all women. All women reject you, right? You just globalize it all. Or the feeling of just being then unwanted, that you're on these apps, or maybe you've approached women in person, and now you've just labeled yourself as feeling unwanted by women. Because many successful introverts think things like, "But I did everything right," or "Why does nobody want me?" Because that's what it can feel like, right? That no woman out there wants you. And then once that kind of sinks in and you start accepting this to be true, it just leads to a whole host of other things. The online algorithms often push struggling men toward things like anger content. So it's fueling that little spark that you might already have now from feeling that you're unwanted. It fuels that anger spark. So you're sort of the algorithms direct you toward anger content or alpha male influencers or anti-women narratives. So now this builds up in you, and you start then being sent, of course, as social media works, more and more of this content. Then you start thinking it's even more common than it really is, and then you start being taken in by the clear quote logic of these arguments. Don't buy into it. Because what these communities seem to be offering are things like certainty, belonging, and then maybe most importantly, someone to blame. So it's not you being, unwanted by women, although you still feel it uh, internally at the deeper level, but externally, surfacely, on a conscious level, it's like, oh, it's all women or certain types of women or whatever. You blame them for this unconscious uh, belief that you've chosen based upon the scant evidence that you've sort of blanketed everything with. Uh, so what happens is resentment slowly destroys things like confidence, and not just confidence in yourself, although that's true. Confidence in uh, there being women out there that would be great for you, that would love you, how you are. Confidence in the system, because a lot of the algorithms, a lot of the sites that it's taking you to are going to, get you to start hating the system as well, and a bunch of other things. Uh, it's going to destroy things like emotional openness. You're going to close down. You think you've tried to be vulnerable and open and authentic, and that got you nowhere, right? So now you harden yourself and you shut down, you close yourself down. And maybe you're told to do this by certain, alpha bro dating apps or dating, sites, whatever, that you close yourself down emotionally, become tough, right? And then you start destroying attraction itself, because women can feel this underlying anger or this distrust immediately upon meeting you, uh, not just in person. That's the easy way to feel it. But they might be able to detect it now in what you're writing online. They're just a couple little things, just a little bit of what it's coming across that's a little closed off, that's a little anger, there's some resentment, right? They can pick up on this. So a lot of frustrated men who are feeling all these feelings are thinking things like, women only want certain guys, but not them. Uh, I'm invisible no matter what I do. They think they've done everything. They've been on how many apps? They've done it for how long? They've only done one thing. They haven't changed things up at all, but no matter what I do, they've only done a couple of things. And then dating feels hopeless now. That's what they're thinking. That they've done what they've done, and they're giving up because dating feels hopeless. But you don't have to become angry to protect yourself from pain. That's not the solution. What really happens is you build that, the anger becomes worse because there's another path that you can follow. It starts with understanding what actually happened to you emotionally. What's actually going on unconsciously in your emotions? What decisions did you make about yourself that keeps fueling these negative emotions? These are the things I help with my clients with. I will see you on the next video.